This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Danny, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, Albert Lorenzo, LightBlindedFool, Deyvis Ferreira, and Kristen Jordan. Before we get into things today, we just want to thank a few people who have increased their pledge over at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. So thank you so much to Sarah Quill, Nikki A., and Graham Greenfield. We really appreciate the continued support. Thank you so much. We really couldn't do this without you. In this episode, we're talking about chapters 1 and 2 of Crossroads of Twilight.
Yeah, so chapter 1, we have Time to Be Gone, and chapter 2 is Two Captains.
Yeah.
We finally get some answers of did they leave and did they all get out?
Yep.
It's closure. It's good. As an opener.
Yeah, it seems like we mostly did.
Yeah, I mean, not very far. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
But we're out, technically.
This crew is.
Yeah.
A bunch of the sea folk.
Okay, we also get that.
Not out.
Yeah, well, let's get there and let's talk about this. Because we have some things happening. We get, answers to a lot of questions that were the cliffhanger for last book.
That's true, okay.
And, I mean, this is the start of the book.
I am a little bit disappointed that the most exciting of the stuff is not on screen.
Are you talking about, the escape?
Yeah.
And the battle?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's
that stuff would have been really interesting.
How many battle scenes can you really do before you're beating it to death?
It could have started this book.
I mean, I guess, technically.
That would have been a really exciting start to this book.
Battle scenes are probably harder to write, I imagine.
That doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
You're writing my fantasy novel. I want it to be exciting.
More battles.
Yeah,
more battles.
mean, okay, it's all, fine to have it as a flashback.
Sure.
But it would have been, exciting.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, what does that mean? If we get to see that, do we also have to see the intervening 6 days of not a lot going on?
No. I think we could have had the battle and the getting out.
Okay.
And then we could have flipped to
somebody else.
A different boring perspective.
And then come back 6 days later.
And then a couple chapters from now.
Amazing.
We're back in the same situation, except that it's interesting. Way to start the book.
Okay.
And this was all right. Typical. This was typical.
Yeah.
For a Wheel of Time beginning chapters.
We don't really open with battles.
We never do, which is why it would have been cool,
Easing you into it.
Yeah, but what was the 90-page prologue, if not easing me into it?
In my version, it was 100, so...
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, okay, well, we got things to talk about. Yes. And we're back with Matt, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
So for the fun fact, I want to dive back a little bit into the male versus female perspectives, just to let you know what we're in for the book, as per usual.
Okay.
Yeah, so right around the 50-50 split on the male versus female perspectives for this book, but we're still leaning in the direction of more female perspectives, as has been tradition, and pretty much until the very end of the series, we actually get more female perspectives.
Yeah.
However, the word count, at about 264,000 words, it's about 150,000 words from the female perspectives as opposed to about 115,000 from men. So the female about split on the perspectives, but dominate
more words
in the word count.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Remember that for at the very end of the book when I ask you how many perspectives we see.
I am not going to remember that.
Keep that in mind.
No.
All right.
I will not.
You refuse.
I refuse.
I refuse to do that. All right. Well, okay. Yeah. Well, let's get going.
Well, that was okay. Nice little short snippet of information.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I could go. You want more? You want a comparison to the rest of the series?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
So last time we were with Matt, the whole crew was just about to maybe escape Abu Dar.
Yeah.
And here we go. We're going to enter into chapter 1.
Yeah. They were in the process of.
They were in the process of leaving.
Yeah.
And then they had a bunch of obstacles in their way.
Yeah.
Because we have Egyanin and Damin. We have 3 Suldam.
Yeah.
And 3 Damani. Or 2 Aes Sedai. And 1 Damani. No, 3 Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
Right.
Teslin.
The one we don't
Jolene,
know at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Edacina.
Edacina.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then we ran into Tuon
And
and
Selusha. Selusha, yeah. And the Sul'dams are Rena, Seta, Bethamin. There we go. Nailing this.
Okay.
Need a head count here.
I know, seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, and also Noel.
Right.
Frickin' came along.
It's coming along. He maybe is doing some suspicious stuff here. We'll see how you feel about that.
100% is doing a bunch of suspicious stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Chapter 1. Time to be gone, and the chapter symbol's the 5 dice for Matt. Now, we're going to get into our regular beginning, iconic opening paragraph, but the wind rises somewhere different every book.
Yeah.
And I have not done a very good job of memorizing.
Okay.
I don't remember anymore.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, I remembered till up about book 5.
Okay.
And then I'm done.
Yeah.
But I have a list.
Oh.
Are you interested?
I am interested, yeah.
Okay, book 1, Mountains of Mist.
Yeah.
Book 2, Mountains of Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Book 3, Mountains of Mist.
Again, okay.
Book 4, Carlane Grass.
Caroline.
Grass.
Pretty sure.
I don't care. Book 5, Braham Wood.
Okay.
Book 6, A Forest in Kyrian. Now, it starts getting more convoluted around now because the wind rises over a place and then blows over to another place.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning, it was like the wind rose where we're starting the book.
Mm-hmm.
But then it gets the wind gets tricky.
It does.
So book 7 is back to Braham Wood. Book 8 is above the island of Tremalking and then over to Ebu Dar.
Okay.
And then book 9, last book, was across the Arth Ocean towards Terabon.
All right.
And now we open this perspective for book 10 with the wind rising in the Rannon Hills?
Yeah. Yeah.
Rannon Hills.
Yeah.
And then it moves west towards Ebu Dar.
Yeah, so the hills east of Ebu Dar into Ebu Dar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see a bunch of Shanshan farmers moving their crops that they should not be bringing into a foreign land.
Right. Their livestock, their, foreign species invasion stuff.
Oh,
it's good.
It just makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, that's actually a theme in this chapter, too, is like there are long trains of people.
Tons.
And there's a few thoughts of like, these people are never leaving.
And we'll never be able to root them all out.
No.
Yeah.
Not possible.
No. So then we get the wind moving over to the harbor of the Ebu Dar area, and we find out about the sea folk escape.
Yeah, we get like a little tidbit here and then more information later.
Yeah, so people right now are in the process of cleaning up the harbor because 6 nights ago, Death walked across the water here.
Yeah.
And the one power was killing men and women and blowing up ships in the darkness.
Yeah.
And now there are a lot fewer ships intact here.
Yeah, they kind of got some vindication. It sounds like the sea folk did a thing.
Sounds like it.
Sounds like, at this point, it sounds like they did something at least.
So the wind keeps moving west and north and inland, and we focus in on Matt sitting on a boulder, and he's super bummed out because there's no gold and no women and no dancing and no fun here, and it's cold, and his hip hurts.
Yep. And it's concerning. It's immediately concerning because he's like in sight of Ebu Dar. He's like right here. Why are you so close still if it was 6 days ago?
Right. It's a plan. It's the plan.
It is the plan.
It's a sneaky plan.
It's pretty good.
It's a great plan.
I wouldn't go that far.
I think it's pretty great.
It's okay.
I am impressed.
Okay.
I think it's sneaky. I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm fine with it.
Yeah. For now.
For now. But the real reason Matt is so upset is not because there's no women or dancing or no fun. On the surface, that's, it's the thing about Matt's thought process versus what's actually going on.
For sure. He lies to himself all the time.
All the time. And he's feeling supreme guilt for causing all of the dead people.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a trade-off because he does know, he feels like he did the right thing, but it's like, if you don't do that, then only good people are going to die if you don't do anything, but if you do that, then good and bad people are going to die. Like, it was kind of inevitable.
Yeah.
You have to do it.
I know.
It's a tricky situation.
Yeah, it is. So now it's been 6 nights since he rode out of Ebu Dar in the storm, and he's just over a mile to the north of Ebu Dar, and he thinks they should be safe here, and then we learn later that this is actually a sneaky plan.
Yeah, Well, okay, yeah, it is a sneaky plan. Going to the circus is the sneaky plan. He should not be here staring at Abu Dar right now.
Oh, no.
He's not supposed to be here.
No, probably not.
He's supposed to be in the circus.
Not leaving.
Not leaving.
Yes.
Because they're supposed to be hiding.
Yeah, same with Noel.
Same with Noel. Matt and Noel went together.
Well, no. They're
best friends. They're here together.
They're not best friends.
They're the best friends.
I think that Matt's here brooding, and Noel comes and sneaks up on him.
Well, Noel's here fishing. Noel's fishing.
No, he comes up with fishing gear.
Okay, you're very suspicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they didn't come here together.
Okay.
Because he comes up and he's like, hey, are you intending to stay here for a while? Because it's really cold out here.
Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's cold. And, I don't know what I can do to change your mind about him being...
Not much.
Okay.
Not much at all.
That's fine.
Anyway, so then he starts fishing.
Yeah. Matt also, doesn't answer his question.
Yeah, because none ya business.
Well, I mean, if they came together, it's kind of like, hey, are we going...
I don't get that sense.
Well, at least one half of this best friend collective thinks they're best friends. And it's for sure no. I don't know how Matt feels.
I just don't agree.
Okay. Well, we gotta move past it, I guess.
Okay. So Matt thinks that he's learned a few things about Noel in the few days that they've been staying here.
Yeah. He's desperate for company, and he could have left.
Yes.
And been 5 days away from, but he decided to hunker down here, and Matt's pretty sure it's because he really wants company. He's lonely, because he's mentioned, all of his family is dead.
Everyone he cared about is long dead.
Yeah.
And also, he's quite the embellisher.
He's good at storytelling, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
No.
Tom's a good embellisher.
Oh, yeah, but he doesn't tell lies from his own life.
What do you mean lies? Whoa! What do you... Now you're slandering Noel. Okay.
Yeah, get used to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Matt can see in the distance the people are cleaning up bodies in the water, still.
Oh, yeah. This has been
a
week-long event here.
And he's feeling pretty bad because he knows innocent people died along with the guilty. And then Matt does some more typical complaining in his head about his current situation.
Yeah, it's a lot of Matt's that, we're getting eased into it.
This is, literally the entire chapter.
Yeah.
So we get a rundown on how things went with the sea folk escaping.
Yeah.
And it went medium at best.
I mean, yeah, it did go medium because not everyone got away. A lot of people got captured still.
Well, over 100 sea folk who did not get away were all hanged.
Yeah, as the little plaques and traitors and rebellion, whatever the Shanshan typically do with that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But it does seem like a lot of the sea folk did get away, and you'd have to assume that the majority of the sea folk who had come here originally, they all got captured unless they went upstream. Because the Shanshan attacked from the ocean, so you can't really get by them.
The sea folk windfinders specifically?
Well, everybody, because it's not just windfinders here that have been captured and are basically being held as servants.
Weren't they just working? Yeah.
But there's thousands of sea folk in Abu Dar who were captured.
And they weren't allowed to go back to the sea.
Yeah,
and they took all their ships from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not just the windfinders, had a specifically raw deal because they're all made into Damani.
But yeah,
and that's a huge part of the sea folk hierarchy structure. But the rest of them too also got captured because if you fight against the Shanshan and don't take the oaths, then you don't get to be set free.
That's right.
So yeah, a lot of them, and it seems like a fair amount did get away.
But the thing is, Matt doesn't have an exact count on how many escaped.
Yeah.
Considering there were thousands laboring in Abu Dar.
Mm-hmm.
But there are hundreds of bodies still being fished out of the harbor. So Matt thinks back to the scenes from that night with the Sea Folk Windfinders and the Damani. They went into a full-on power battle.
Yeah.
And he notes that neither side has sworn any oaths to not use the power for fighting.
So it's
So it was the craziest power battle in recent
So
history.
let's since Rand did the full on power battle a month ago or
No,
whatever.
well, between two channeling factions.
Sure.
I
mean, it was Damani versus Ashaman sort of too. There was that. That was a big part of it, right?
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. Like 100%, this was two forces, and also the Sea Folk have no issues about like destroying every ship that they couldn't steal.
Yes.
They're like, fuck your ships, fuck everything, we're out, and we will die trying to get out.
Yeah.
So it seems like the Sea Folk did like a huge amount of damage to the Shanshan here in Abu Dar. So like that's good. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it good? I think it's good.
Matt is doing some math about the ships that are left behind.
Yeah.
And he says out loud, they don't have enough ships. And Noel asks, for what?
Yeah.
And Matt says, they don't have enough ships left to take them all back home.
Yeah, well, pay attention, Matt. They're not going home.
No.
This is home.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Or we're just killing them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
They're not just leaving peacefully, never to return.
No, like their whole thing is called The Return.
They're coming home.
This is home.
Yeah.
This is home.
Well, enter Egeanin.
Yeah.
Coming up from behind.
Is this where it switches in the audiobooks from Egeanin to Egeanin?
No, last book was Egeanin also.
Flippity-flop?
And
Okay.
Egeanin is easier for me to say out loud.
Okay. Well, it also seems like she has a new name, so we can just call her the new name, too.
Lulelin or something.
Yeah.
What is it?
Lulwin? Leolwin?
Lulin.
Lulin.
When we get to it in the
Lulwin?
notes, I have it. Lulin. I don't know.
All right, so we can
All
just choose which one we want to call her.
Okay, for now, she's Egeanin.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she comes up from behind and says, we don't have to go home, we've come home.
That's
idiot.
the point.
That's the thing. And then we get a whole recap on Egeanin and who she is and the fact that she's in a disguise and she even had to cut her fingernails and shave her head completely.
That was the bigger part because only the Imperial family shaves their head.
Yeah.
So that would be like a worse thing than cutting your fingernails because it's like she's pretending to be Imperial family. And Matt's like, what is one extra death sentence? Because you're already basically sentenced to death for everything you've done. So it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't pick and choose right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, she has a wig on.
Right.
Even men who start going bald
wear wigs.
Wear wigs.
For sure.
Because you don't want to impersonate the blood.
Yeah.
Right? That's it?
Imperial family. Yeah.
Imperial family.
Yes. The blood do like the half-shaved kind of stuff.
Oh.
We have a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why
That's why she had to shave her head completely.
2 on shaves it completely.
2 on 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Except for on this book cover, she's got hair.
Maybe it's been a while since she shaved her head.
Oh, it's growing back.
This
is like partway through.
That's what happens to hair.
Ah.
Right? Okay.
Okay.
You got to reevaluate this cover.
That's why I didn't know who she was.
That's why.
Blue guy.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, that still makes me laugh. Okay, well, Egeanin and Matt talk... Oh, I did it again. Egeanin.
It's whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Okay, well, they're talking about what's likely happened to the Windfinders that did not escape. Because Matt's heard rumors that they might have their hands or feet cut off.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty gruesome.
Yeah, so this is actually like a really interesting one. Because he's thinking that deliberately cutting off someone's hands and feet like turns his stomach because there's an intentional
maiming.
Maiming or something to it. Like it's different because he even thinks, hey, I've killed people. People have tried to kill me. That's different. But when you get into the I'm going to chop off your hands as like a punishment, that's specifically really bad. And I mean, thinking from like a channeler point of view, cutting off hands, we know that you don't need to have hands to channel the power. But Aes Sedai and channelers like learn a way to do it, and if you mess with that way of doing it, it's harder to relearn it.
I see.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's something to that too of the Windfinders.
But yeah, Egeanin's like, no, that's not something that's happened for like a really, really long time.
It's been like 20 years or something.
No, 700, Brett.
Yeah.
Plus, you're not just gonna like cut off your dog's leg if your dog runs away.
Like you're hunting dogs.
That's her point, right? She's like, yeah, you'll punish them, but
yeah, like they're probably fine already
if
they've been recaptured because, like, you know, if anything, it's the handler's faults more than anything. So.
Well, yeah, because people who can't control their property are probably just gonna get shamed into killing themselves.
Right. Exactly.
Totally normal.
Yeah, normal behaviors.
Yeah, Matt's not so sure, but there's nothing he can do about it anyways, and he knows that Damani are considered too valuable.
Yeah, so there's a couple points that are like hidden in this paragraph that I wanted to bring up, because while you were reading, you were asking me what's worse, a strangling cord or a noose.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know much about that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And I dived a little bit into...
Okay, because Matt thinks to himself, the strangling cord would be waiting for... Egianen.
Yeah.
And the noose would be waiting for him.
So here's the thing. Egianen would probably be punished more because she's Shanshan than for Matt, who would just be like, criminal, we hang you. So he would get the noose, and I read probably a little bit too much about how nooses work. But the way a person is hanged, so what a noose does when it's tied properly, it's supposed to separate your vertebrae so that you die quickly. And if it's done wrong, then you strangle to death.
Yeah.
Which is worse because it's like prolonged suffering.
Yeah.
A proper noose is supposed to just separate your vertebrae and kill you.
Okay.
So a strangling cord would be like they're going to strangle you to death versus just, you're dead quick.
Oh.
So Matt would get like almost, I don't know if I want to call it like a more merciful killing.
Yeah.
Because like he's not as important and they'd want Egianen to suffer. That's my interpretation on not knowing enough about noose.
Yeah.
And I don't actually want to know anymore.
Yeah, that's probably more than I even need to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just interesting that there was a direct separation between how they would die if they were caught right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also, Egianen tells a story about a Damani that she actually owned in Shanshan, and she was sad that she had to leave her behind when she came here. Uh-huh. Yeah, just like a little side thing.
And then Noel is like, oh, I'm sure she misses you.
It's like, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, like, this is one of the times he tells stories where he mentions that he's seen worse than Damani and Dakoval.
Yeah, well, maybe he has. Maybe this actually isn't an embellishment.
Maybe, but you called him a liar already, so you gotta stick with it.
Well, he is a liar, but, like, maybe not about this.
Okay.
All right, well, Egianen changes the subject and says that she gave orders that no one was supposed to leave the wagons. And Matt does not love being told what to do.
Yeah, because he's the captain.
Yeah.
But wait, she's the captain.
I just don't think that she's a captain.
It's a co-captain situation.
She wants to be, but...
Yeah, well,
no one's listening to her.
Matt's also clearly not discussing it with her either.
Well, no.
Even back at when she's like, hey, we can't do this.
She has more power than she actually does at this point.
I mean, he could correct her at any point, and it doesn't seem like he does.
No, he's just going to ignore her. That's even worse.
That's not a way to solve problems.
I don't think that anybody wants to solve problems. I think Matt just doesn't want to listen to her, so he's not going to.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Okay. That won't end badly.
Alright, well anyway, we're all gonna head back after Noel catches like a dozen fish like super fast.
Yeah. Didn't he have some fish?
I don't know. Even know what's going on.
Are they really even fish? Who's to say? Maybe it's some sort of...
Well, he's gonna cook up some fish stew.
Maybe. Where did he go when he got back to the circus?
Yeah.
Did he put his fish in the fridge, or what happened to them?
There's no fridge.
I don't know.
I don't think
Where did they go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ice box?
Maybe. Is there ice? Is there an ice box?
There might be.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You're asking the real questions here.
All right. Well, we're heading back, and Matt slips an arm around Egianen, and she like bats him off, and he says, we're supposed to be lovers, remember? And then we get this whole plan that her new name is Lulowin.
Leolwin? Yeah. Leolwin?
Not sure.
Leolwin?
And they're supposed to be together.
Yes. It's great.
She's dressed like this.
Yeah.
Noble woman. And so the three of them walk the few miles back to...
Yeah. Okay, here's the important part. Why was Noel catching the fish? Do you remember? They talk about it here.
I didn't pick it up.
Okay, if he can find the right peppers, he's going to make a fish stew that's from Shara.
Right.
And Matt thinks, as well, say from the moon.
Yeah,
because
I know.
he's like, Shara doesn't. Anyways, so that's what he's going to be making, if he can find the right peppers.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah. It's important. It's part of the fish story.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
you focus in on weird things sometimes.
All right, whatever. They're heading back to the circus, which we learn a little bit later is where they're going. We actually don't know where they're going right now.
Yeah.
We don't know where they're staying.
They're just like going back.
We don't know what's going on. They're just heading back to like the quote wagons.
Yeah.
We haven't heard circus yet. But we can also see streams of people and Shanshan patrols all over the countryside. Yeah,
so, like, good thing they're in good disguises, too, I guess.
And, again, it needs to stop glaring at everybody.
Staring everyone down, yep, that's an issue.
That's going to be bad.
Matt's, like, a super recognizable person.
Yes.
Being who he is from the palace, like, he was the main I don't know. Yeah, the pretty of
Yeah, everybody
the
knows.
queen. So yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, also don't forget that Matt's hip is hurting him.
Yeah, I mean, he did get crushed by a wall, so...
I know, but it's still hurting.
He's not better yet, so that's important.
Yeah. So we get a sort of flashback to the night that they escaped. And this was like maybe 2 or 3 pages of this entire thing that would have been so interesting to be in as a part of.
But you get a flashback of it.
Not good enough.
Okay. It's like,
No, because what I like about those exciting scenes is the unpredictability.
Oh, not knowing.
Not knowing what's going to happen next. Really wanting to turn the page, figuring out what's going to happen.
Okay.
That is exciting.
Gotcha.
And fun.
I get
it. I know the end result.
Yeah, they're okay and they all got out okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
So, anyway, the flashback. The storm had gotten worse, and they all left the palace, and they head to the city wall, where a bunch of gate guards and Suldam and Damani were huddled inside, hiding from the weather.
Yeah, like the little tunnel that you gotta go through.
Yeah, and it was expected that there would be Damani and Suldam here, because Shanshan keep all of the gates with their...
Yeah, they're protected, and it's like they're well protected, but they had a plan going out.
Right. So the guards don't give them really any problems, even though it's a bit odd that a noblewoman is leaving the city in the middle of a storm with a bunch of servants and pack horses looking like they're going on a journey.
Yeah, yeah.
But the guards don't get to question the blood.
Yeah, so that's fair. And it's really good that they have one of the blood, otherwise they probably would have got hooped from Matt's plan. Like, they
definitely.
needed a
They did need that. Yeah. Definitely Tavir. And luck? Maybe both.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Okay. So the problem, though, is that Damani movements are tracked. So they're going to have to write this down because 3 leaving the city seems a little weird.
Yeah, so there would be a record of that, which isn't great, but, they can't really do anything about that.
Right. So the Suldam are on patrol here, are also on the lookout for Marith Damani trying to escape, not Damani already on a leash, so they're not quite as scrutinized as they would be otherwise.
Yeah, they're not like, oh, which Damani are these specifically, or why are you taking these ones out?
Yeah.
So it's not, it's good.
Yeah. So while the Damani info is being recorded, Matt's holding his breath because Tuon is literally in a bundle, hiding under a tapestry on the horse with him.
Yeah, like over the horse, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, and she's pretty small, right? She's short.
Yes, yeah.
So, like, everything we've seen, small, slender. He took a wall hanging from the palace, wrapped her in it, and, like, over the horse.
Yeah. And he could feel the woman breathing inside the cloth.
And he's got a knife to her, just in case.
Well, and showing Solution.
Yeah, like, don't do anything. I'm crazy. Yeah. He's because like, I'll do it.
He thinks that he's waiting for her to cry out for help at any point. Plus, Solution could raise an alarm at any point.
Which is like totally because he just kidnapped the daughter of the 9 moons. Reasonably, they should do something.
Yeah.
Why didn't
aren't they?
Yeah, why didn't they? That's the question.
I don't
Anything
know.
could, and even if, let's hypothetically, Tuon gets stabbed, like we have Aes Sedai who could heal, like if she really doesn't want to die.
Yeah.
Like that's a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's,
Well, I think that Tuon wanted to leave.
Okay, because we talked about that.
Yeah.
We talked about that last time.
Because she didn't have to willingly just go.
No. She didn't seem to really put up a fight once she decided.
She did not resist, like, at all.
Yeah. Like a little bit, she got in a bit of a fist fight with Matt, but then kind of stopped, and then Solution...
Once she realized, like, what was actually happening...
Yeah.
She sort of stopped and was like, okay, I guess we're going together, husband.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay.
It's weird.
It's a little bit off.
It's weird. And if you forget who Tuon is, she's the daughter of the 9 moons who Matt is fated to marry.
Yeah. And last time he was like, oh man, that's my wife. That's my wife. That's my wife.
And she's like,
And then Solution came in. She's like, don't, or I'm going to kill all you. And then it was kind of like, it's cool.
Okay.
So.
Well, in the middle of this inspection, there's a sound of trumpets in the far distance behind them, where Beslin's buddies were planning on setting fire to the Shanshan supplies.
That's the first part of the plan.
Okay.
You know what? You remember what Beslin's part of the plan was?
He wanted to start a riot.
Yeah, but what was Beslin's actual role?
Oh, Beslin was supposed to be drunk on the other side of town.
Exactly.
So he's not implicated.
Exactly. His job was to go drinking, and his buddies are supposed to start setting fires.
Now, the problem is, the rest of the shit goes down.
Yeah.
And who knows where Beslin ends up.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, we don't know.
No.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Is Beslin going to be okay?
I don't care.
Oh, rude.
I already said...
Number one, rude. Number two...
I already said I was super mediocre on that guy, and Tylan can die.
Okay, Tylan can die.
Definitely.
I think you've said that before.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure once or twice.
Yeah.
Do you want Beslin to die?
I don't care.
Okay, so indifferent.
You know, I am. I am indifferent to him because he seems like a relatively cool guy, but then at the same time, you're like, nah.
Okay. All right.
The fact that he wasn't on board with his mom, like, doing all the Shan-Chen stuff.
Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah. I think before long, Tylan's literally gonna be just owning Damane. Like, she's already absorbed in the clothes. Like, as if there wasn't enough to not like about Tylan.
Sure.
Ugh.
You can see her going, like, full-fledged, like, let's get on board? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're more of a fan of Beslin than are of Tylan.
Well, yeah.
But, okay. But you don't really care.
No.
I get it. Okay. But back to the shit going down, because apparently the Windfinder, who had one job to do, which was wait 3 hours, did not wait 3 hours.
You know what? She might have. It took them a long time to get here.
That's true. He spent, a lot of time in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And also, maybe she was in a situation where she had to enact her plan early. Like, maybe a Suldam, like, came to check up on her, and she's, like, free.
Had to knock her out.
And has to, like, it's go time, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that, too.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But a guard hesitates at the sound of the original trumpets, but then hundreds of alarms start clanging in the city, and then lightning starts erupting in the sky.
The sea folk are out.
And then Matt's like, oh no. And then he realizes that the dice in his head have stopped, but there's no time for thinking about what that could mean now.
Yeah, but then the good part is the gate guards are like, okay, go, get out of the city, I guess.
Yes.
And they, like, stop their inspection.
That's true.
So, like, maybe that's beneficial that those sea folk didn't wait because they cut their whole little inspection time, because the gate guard was even inviting Egyanan in for, like, tea or something, or cider, whatever it was.
Whatever.
And he's like, come on in for a drink. It's gonna take a while, I guess, to write down a couple names, but...
Never mind. Get out of here. And then all the guards start running around, getting ready for the attack.
Yeah.
So that happened. That sounds really exciting.
It's good. Okay.
We missed it all.
It's okay.
I'm not salty.
I know, I can tell. You got, like, a hint of it.
I know. Okay, so we're back to real time, and Matt thinks about how he hasn't felt the dice since they escaped. And hopefully the worst is over now.
Oh, no. That's a bad... Okay.
Well, how could you possibly think that?
Well, because they're out.
I know.
The hard part was getting out. Now they're in the circus.
Yeah.
And, like, for next chapter, we kind of know the plan now.
The question is, like, now what?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Where do we go?
Where are we going? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Are we just going to go to Rand?
Yeah.
Are we going to go to
I was going
Elaine
to ask you that. Yeah, where do we go?
Are we going to the White Tower?
Where would Matt go and why? It's Matt, right?
Matt would think to drop the Aes Sedai off at the White Tower.
Interesting.
I think that he doesn't want to go anywhere near there.
Sure.
Like, he probably, like, wouldn't.
Yeah.
But that would be the plan for the Aes Sedai.
He has, like, a moral code. Yeah.
He does, and he doesn't understand any dynamics.
Yeah.
At play with Aes Sedai and the White Tower and everything.
Well, especially considering that we have, like, Tower Aes Sedai, not Rebel Aes Sedai. Not that he necessarily knows, but, like, we do have Tower Aes Sedai here, so maybe
they might want to go back to the Tower.
They might want to go to the White Tower, yeah. Now, looking at a map...
Oh, it's going to be ages before we get there.
I mean,
no one here knows how to travel.
No, that's true. That's true. But it's a hop, skip, and a jump. I mean, it's like a really long distance, but we could get to Camelin first. Like, that's on the way.
That's likely what'll happen.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's the direction we'll head in. And then who the hell knows what'll happen next?
Well, here's the thing.
Very we'll get pulled into that air doma and shit.
Where would Val and Luca want to go to make more money with his circus?
Yeah.
Because he's very not happy.
No.
We're kind of skipping ahead to chapter 2, but think about that. Let's finish chapter 1.
Okay.
And then we'll continue.
I don't know the map well enough. Okay. Alright, now Matt thinks about how Egyanan had that seeker already on her trail before all of this.
Yeah.
And now she'll probably have like a dozen other charges.
Well, she's 100% implicated with the Damani going free because she was at the gate with the Damani, so...
Yes.
Like, she's in super bad
right.
news.
Yes. And then this is where they get anyone looking for her would expect her to be miles away from Abu Dar, not sitting right outside the city.
Yeah.
So this is the sneaky plan.
For days and days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully nothing will connect Egeanin to the disappearance of Tuon, and hopefully that can't be connected to Matt or Tylan, but Tylan is probably laying charges against him.
Yeah, because the whole tying up situation, that
Yeah.
was the plan leaving so that she doesn't get in trouble with Matt leaving, because it's like, hey, he tied me up and I wasn't my idea, so...
Yeah, Matt thinks he should be safe at least from the Shanchen. But one thing that's not sitting right with him is the fact that since Tuon's disappearance, there hasn't even been a whisper of an alarm raised.
Yeah.
Or rewards or offers for ransom or no gigantic search. But Egeanin's already told him that that's because any search for Tuon will be done in total secrecy.
Yeah, yeah.
Because most of the blood won't even know about her disappearance yet.
Yeah.
It's all sneaky, hush-hush, under the rug.
Who do you believe? Because Matt's point...
Egeanin.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, because Matt's like very, in this circumstance, he is very set in on the thought that it doesn't make sense that they wouldn't raise an alarm, I don't know,
He's
put out
right.
flyers.
He's right. That wouldn't make sense in his worldview.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand other people's cultures.
But, like, you don't announce to people that you're, like, Queen Heir, basically, is missing, and we haven't seen her in 6 days.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't do that.
No.
So you believe Egeanin's
Yes.
correct, that it's going to be it's a secret search,
Yeah.
and they are looking for her.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be probably problematic.
Unless
Yeah.
the only person who really would be looking for her would be, like, Suroth. And maybe Suroth
Yeah.
doesn't want her to be found.
That's actually a good point.
Because
She's a dark friend. Yeah, she's like super dark friend.
Mm-hmm.
So
Maybe.
that's a good hypothetical. We don't want the daughter of the Nine Moons to be found.
Well, maybe. Oh, she went off on a trip
Yeah.
and didn't tell us about it. And who are we to question?
Can't find... I don't know. Yeah.
She'll be back. She'll be back.
Yeah.
Just because she didn't tell us where she was going. That's
Right?
none of our business.
I like it. I like
can't
it.
question.
Yeah. That's like what
People higher
Alviarin
than
does.
us.
That's what Alviarin does. She just like disappears from the tower we saw.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. Maybe she's gone. Maybe she's back. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
None of your business.
Right.
Where she goes.
Cool.
So maybe they don't even recognize that there is an issue.
Yeah.
Or maybe they think that Tuon took some of those Damani and she's off doing something. You know?
Sure.
There's a lot of conclusions they could draw. It just
There's also-
all depends
yeah.
on what happened with those Windfinders and
Yeah.
the whole Seafolk thing. So.
There's also issues because Tuon is doing the whole veil thing where she's not the daughter on the Nine Moons. She's a regular noble right now. So, like, are you allowed to, like...
As soon as she whips that thing off, she can do whatever the hell she wants.
No, I mean, like, from Suros' point of view, or, like, from a Shanshan point of view, if Tuon is acting like a regular noble, you're not supposed to treat her like the daughter of the Nine Moons. You get in trouble by treating her like the daughter because she has the veil on.
Yeah.
So, like, are we allowed to put out a special search? Because, like, that's not what we would do for, like, a regular noble. Like, it's a weird... We don't really understand Shanshan
I don't
culture
get it.
enough, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We gotta get inside Tuon's head.
Ooh.
That's what we gotta do.
Maybe. Last time we were in her head, she was just, like, very upset that her hips aren't big enough or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she, like, really liked treating her Damani like her horses.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we have been in her head before, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Matt, Egeanin, and Noel keep heading down the road, and finally the city's out of sight, but there are still trains of merchants and settlers and Shanshan guards.
Yeah.
And then something kind of weird happens, which is a little shifty. Noel sees a person, and he says, that fellow's as dark as an Athon Mere. I still can't say it.
Yeah.
As a sea folk.
Yeah.
Dark as a Sharon, but I'd swear he had blue eyes. I've seen the like before, but where?
Yeah.
And then he sort of like rubs his head and does a whole old green man move.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then he doesn't move
my
to like go and try
memories.
and talk to the guy.
He takes a step to go
Yeah.
ask the guy where he was born. And then Matt catches his arm and is like, nope,
Don't-
we're heading back.
Don't
to
talk to
Luca's
strangers.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't walk up to people and be like, where are you from?
Yeah.
That's
Have
not
we
appropriate.
heard that description of anybody before?
No, not specifically. No. Shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I can't remember.
Yeah. Dark blue eyes.
It sounds
yeah.
like something I should probably know.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see
it
that.
It sounds like something that Robert Jordan would be like,
You didn't pick that up?
don't you remember from book 3 that one time we met somebody?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
No,
no.
I don't.
No. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah. But then this is where we learn we're heading back to Luca's show, because that's where they're staying. And that's the end of this chapter, so we should take a short break, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and we're going to jump into chapter 2, called Two Captains.
Yes.
And our chapter symbol is the elephant.
It's new.
No, it's not.
What?
I knew you were going to say that.
I
saw
it was
in the
new.
notes you said it's new. So I pulled out my Fires of Heaven here for you.
Okay.
And I'm just going to show you this elephant in chapter 36.
Oh, you know what? Okay.
It's just the circus.
I think I have a correction I need to make then on one of my files.
Oh.
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe.
Because I think the elephant actually appears several times in Fires of Heaven.
Several times? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I labeled it differently.
So. I think because it's the circus.
Yeah, I know, and I thought it, but then I looked back and I couldn't see it, so I just thought it was new, but maybe it's not.
No, at least once. Anyway, I have it here so I could show you that you're wrong.
Yeah, I don't think I have it listed in my chapter symbol chart. I think that's the issue.
Oh.
So when I was looking, it wasn't there.
Okay.
Shoot.
Well, that probably is the last time we saw it.
Yeah.
Was in Fires of Heaven. But yeah, elephant.
Oh yeah, it is there. Elephant. Now that I see it. We got it once, twice.
Yeah.
3 times?
Yeah, I would say.
4 times?
Whoa, really?
What?
Okay.
This is crazy. I need to update this. This is bad.
Whoa.
That's bad record keeping.
Oh my gosh.
Who's in charge of this?
Brett.
Yeah.
The people are going to be so disappointed.
Seriously. Yeah. I'm disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Because in the notes you wrote elephant new, and I wrote beside it, is
no.
it? Question mark?
No.
Because I'm pretty sure I've seen that. Okay. Anyway, while you update that, I'm going to start talking about Matt because we really got to get into this.
Yeah, let's get into it.
It's
That's
a
fine.
lot of
I can
walking
fix
and
this.
talking.
I can fix this later.
Okay. So, enter in Matt's perspective. We're in the same moment. We're getting back to Val and Luca's grand traveling show and magnificent display of marvels and wonders.
Yeah.
He really is the greatest showman.
I was kind of hoping, like, each time we see the sign, he would, like, add an additional word.
Yeah.
To be, like, a little bit longer each time. But
yeah.
Doesn't seem like we're going to do that.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Like, we saw him not too long ago.
Yeah. That's
right?
true.
This was, like, 2 weeks ago or something that we saw Matt here with Eludra. So...
Yeah, but like each time, every week, I want to see him consistently.
That's a lot for every time. Maybe every time he pulls the banner down.
Yeah, put up a.
And then they do some traveling, and then he puts it back up. Maybe he's embellished it each time.
A little bit more?
Yeah.
I like that.
Because I can't imagine that like he's pulling it down and, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Seems like a lot of work. But we find out that since Ebudar fell to the Shanshan, the attendance really didn't drop very much at the traveling show.
Yeah.
Mostly because people realized that the city wasn't going to be looted and they didn't have to flee.
Yeah, Shanshan do things like a little bit differently, it seems, with the whole taking over a city, where they don't just burn it to the ground, they take over, but like you can mostly do your own thing.
Yes.
But then once the return showed up, and like all the people came, that's when the locals kind of stopped spending all their extra cash on the circus.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no real lineup outside the show. There rarely is anymore at all.
This is actually a huge issue with Val and Luca. Like, he's really upset that there's no attendance and he's losing money.
Yeah.
He might not be, like, we don't actually know.
I'm sure he's not. He's very dramatic.
Yeah, he's very, very dramatic. But, like, he is very concerned about this.
Yeah.
So.
Fair. Now, we're going to open our scene with Petra the strongman. Nice callback there. Notices Matt and Naginin arm in arm, and he glances over his shoulder into the camp, and that makes Matt frown.
Because why is he doing that?
People looking over their shoulder is rarely good.
Yeah, and it's true. It's the Shanshan, we find that out.
Yeah. But Petra's wife, Clarine, smiles at them.
Yeah.
And an interesting tidbit, because when I was looking up the chapter symbol, I started reading a little bit of that chapter.
Okay.
And the one right after is performances in Samara, and I like that one a lot, because it's where Brigida's in a dress the same as Nynaeve, and she's like berating her.
There's a lot of good stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff happening, and we learned that Brigida was sharing a wagon with Petra and Clarine.
Awesome. Okay.
That happened.
Yeah.
So they're still here.
Yeah, they are.
This is their
here.
life.
Yep. I mean, yeah, they're part of a traveling circus.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they do.
But at no point did they like go off to like start their own farm or something.
No.
This is their life.
He's a strong man.
He's a strong man.
Yeah.
He can go be like a lumberjack, blacksmith.
I mean, that's like, you can't just be strong and be a blacksmith. Like, There's a degree of skill that you need to make things.
Okay, whatever.
It's not just being strong.
Okay, fine.
And insult a lot of blacksmiths here if you keep that up.
No, he could learn, I'm saying.
Okay.
He just didn't feel the calling to go elsewhere. They're still here. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so Matt reaches Petra, and he tells Matt that there are about 20 Shanchen soldiers talking to Luca right now.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister.
And then Egianin demands to know what they want. And then Noel is super obsessed with whether or not they can reach their horses right now.
Well, like, do we have to escape right now? Like, do we have to leave? Can we get to the horses?
Yes.
Yeah.
And now Clarine tries to ease the concern because it doesn't seem like the soldiers are interested in searching the show or even that they're here about Matt and Egianin. But people are all worried about things happening.
Yeah. There's a little bit of grumpiness because of the fact that they have this, like, fake story that they come up with here about, like, why Matt and Egianin are on the run and all that, the concern is that if anybody gets found up, the Shanchen aren't very nice to, people, and they could all end up being hanged.
They could all be implicated.
Yeah. It's like there's a reason to be a little bit concerned about this.
But you know what? Matt just says, hey, everyone, don't worry.
Yeah,
don't worry.
Fine.
Plus, they've all been promised money to keep their mouths shut.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it seems like Egianin is doing the promising of the money, but it's Matt's money. Yeah, so it's good.
Yeah. Plus, he thinks the dice haven't started rolling again, so things are probably fine.
Yeah, generally speaking, if it was that bad, they'd be rolling.
Yeah, that's how he's figured out this system works.
Exactly.
So he's gonna go wander over near Luca's wagon to just, see what he can see. And he tells Noel and Egianin to go find Oliver and stay with him.
And that's important.
Because
he tells
neither
Noel.
do that.
Well, yeah. Egianin immediately doesn't. But then Noel's like, okay, but then doesn't.
Now, as soon as Matt starts off, Egianin catches him and puts her arm around his waist. And Matt's like, what are you doing? If the Shanchen officer recognizes you, that's bad.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't worry. I don't have friends.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Especially with this wig on. No one will recognize me.
Yeah. But also, Matt should be thinking the same thing. Like, what if someone recognizes you?
Yeah.
Like, you're very well known around Abu Dar.
I know.
You have to assume.
Yeah. So they go off, and we get a description of all the wagons and colors, and Matt sees Aludra working on her stuff over there.
She's grinding stuff up with the mortar and pestle.
And she doesn't notice him.
Yeah, but Egianin notices Matt staring at Aludra like he's hungry.
Oh.
And then she's like, hey, you can't keep staring at her because if people see you staring at another woman when we're supposed to be in this relationship, like that's also...
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they all also know that Matt literally, less than 2 weeks ago was making out with Olivia.
Yeah.
So,
what's happening?
what do they actually... They actually... I don't know. I guess there are some people who believe it, but...
But maybe. But also, the question is, how much does anybody actually care?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not enough.
Yeah. Now, we're going to get to Luca's very fancy and colorful wagon.
Yeah, he's the greatest showman, so...
In the middle of the camp.
Yeah.
As far from the smells of the animal cages as possible.
Yeah, poop, yeah.
Yeah. And also just the smell of animals,
Yeah,
just
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
The muskiness, is it?
Yeah.
The animal smell?
The animal smell.
I get it, yeah.
So there's a bunch of people here who are also interested in the Shanchen. Because Matt sees Bale Dahman pretending to whittle, but mostly just shaving a piece of wood.
Yeah, it's always good.
And then Baleric, Blarick,
yeah.
Okay, who's one of Jolene's warders.
Yeah, rightfully concerned.
Yeah, and they're just hanging out here, watching.
Yeah.
Now, Matt is trying to figure out how to sneak close enough to eavesdrop when the door opens and a Shanchen officer comes out with Luca behind him.
Yeah. I mean, he's done. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's okay. So the Shanchen leaves, and Egianin is like, I do know that guy.
Shoot.
I really wasn't nice to him when he was on my ship on the way here.
Yeah, so he definitely probably might recognize me because he hates me.
Yeah.
And Matt's like, shoot, how many other people has she pissed off and who are going to recognize her? So
probably lots.
Maybe we should stay hidden in the circus.
Yeah.
Like, that's the plan.
Yeah. So Matt and Egianin go to Luca to see what the soldier wanted, and Luca immediately says, all he wanted was horses. I showed him the signed warrant, by the High Lady Suroth exempting me, but I don't know how long that's good for, and it's like he didn't even care.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that they didn't count the horses, because now they have a bunch of extra horses here, so they could have taken those ones, or could have been a penalty, or more suspicious. And they should be thinking, like, is this a secret mission to try and find Tuon? Like, we should be concerned.
Yeah, the fact that he's after the horses, but they don't even count them.
Yeah.
He doesn't really even seem to care about the exemption. Yeah.
Were we after horses? Like,
actually?
It doesn't seem like they actually were.
No.
But could be part of a secret plan to find Tuon. Like, if I was the
Or
Shanshan.
literally anything else.
Or the Damani. Or anything. Anybody.
Anybody, anything.
Yeah.
Yenin, this could even... Yeah.
This is super weird. We should be more concerned.
We should be. But no, don't worry. It's just horses. Phew.
Yeah.
Phew.
Well, it's really funny, too, because Val and Luca, the embellisher of embellishers, he is talking about, oh, and they don't even appreciate that I rescued a high-ranking Shanshan woman. But it's, like, not quite that, and Matt knows that it's not quite that because it was Sarandon, the Shreddit trainer. Like, the handler.
Ah, yes.
Sarandon, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, at this point, Luca goes on a rant because Luca has been ready to leave ever since the harbor attack, but Matt made him stay, and he's wanted to be gone for a month, and he's not making money here, and everything's the worst.
Yeah, very dramatic. Yeah.
And Matt's like, all right, bud, relax. If you would have left that night, it would have looked super suspicious, and I saved you from that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
No gratitude.
No. Anyway, as soon as Tom returns from the city, we can leave.
Okay.
And now, number one, what the hell is Tom doing in the city?
Right. That's a good question. What is Tom doing in the city?
Yeah.
Like recon?
Well, maybe.
Yeah. Like, what else would Tom be doing in Abu Dar?
I don't know, but Matt knows he's there.
Yeah.
So maybe it's part of...
And it seems
something out together.
It seems like a short trip too.
Yeah.
Because like he says when he gets back.
Like today.
Yeah, exactly. And then again, also didn't know he had also left.
Well, she gets angry because she didn't know.
Yeah.
And she ordered that nobody leave right now. And so this is what I wanted to talk to you about.
Bunch of people left, yeah.
Because Ayannon, even though she sees herself as a captain, she has not a lot of say here.
Yeah.
Nobody's listening to anything she's saying or taking her seriously.
I know.
She's not a manager here.
Yeah, well, no, and she could be. She could just not be like a well-respected one because she hasn't told anyone that she's the captain.
Oh, for sure.
Or maybe she has because she said it a bunch of times. The fact that she's like
ordering people around and stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody's listening.
Yeah, and
I also could order a bunch of people around. That doesn't make me a manager or a captain.
Well, and she does this whole later. She does the analogy with the boat, and it's like, hey, you know what you don't have here is a ship. Yeah. It's not a ship. You're not on a ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we get really important news.
That Luca's happy that they're leaving?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, have I even said that they're leaving yet?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we're going to leave when Tom gets back.
No, the really important news. Not that where they were leaving.
Oh, what?
Luca is super happy that they can go, and he calls out to Littell, who is his wife.
His wife now, yeah.
So if you recall, the first time we saw Val and Luca, not married.
And in love with Nynaeve.
In love with Nynaeve, try to woo her. And if you recall back from that, Littell is the performer with the bears.
I don't remember that, but okay.
If you recall...
I don't.
She was really not a fan of Nynaeve.
Oh.
And she's the one who Nynaeve got in a fist fight with.
Fist fight!
Yes.
Fight!
So maybe Littell has had her eye on Val and Luca for a little while.
Oh.
Val and Luca showing Nynaeve all this attention.
So much attention.
They get in a fist fight, right?
Yes.
Big jelly monster.
Yeah, maybe.
And she was also happy when Sarandon beat up Nynaeve, which was like a separate incident. Nynaeve was not having a good time in the circus.
She should stop getting in so many physical altercations.
Yeah. But then after Nynaeve left, then Littell clearly...
made her move.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
And they're married. It worked.
There we go.
So there you go.
That's funny. You're right. That is good.
It is good. That's the important news.
I like being back at the circus.
Yeah,
I like the circus.
The circus is a good time.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's just like the comedic relief, I think, a little bit.
Yeah. A lot of good things happen there.
We'll see. Okay. So, Luke is happy. We're going to get rolling. Everything starts moving. And Yannon's like, no, we're not going to leave. And I really do want to point this out before we move on. That Luca's like, hey, lady, I know you like making... orders and telling me what to do. However, Matt has money.
Yeah.
And I'm bought by money.
Yeah, he's very upfront about it. He doesn't try to shy away. He's like,
so away we go.
And also, he wants to go somewhere where he can make money because he's not making money.
Right.
You can't have the biggest, most wonderful circus.
You cannot.
If you have no audience.
Okay, so everyone starts moving, and we find out that Matt has put the Aes Sedai and the Suldam in the same wagon so they can watch each other and keep them out of the way.
Yeah, they like get in fights with each other so he doesn't have to deal with it.
Yeah, I feel like that's something he's eventually gonna have to deal with.
No, you can just keep pushing that down the road. Right?
Yeah. Well, the Aes Sedai are supposed to keep an eye on the Suldam. I don't even really know.
It's fine. It's gonna go great.
It seems like a huge disaster.
Like waiting to happen?
Yeah.
Already happened? It's been... Yeah, half a week here, so, okay.
Alright, Aegyanin tells Matt that 2 captains on one ship is sure thing for disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Matt's like, we're not on a ship. And Aegyanin's like, it's the same thing. You're a farmer. You're a good man and everything, but you have no knowledge of command.
Yeah, so good.
And then Matt basically ignores her, and he wants to be like,
yeah.
wrong.
So much. So many.
So wrong.
So much. Oh, man.
So wrong.
Okay.
But he's like, just go get ready to leave. And so we find out that Matt and Aegyanin and Daman have been sharing a wagon together.
That's not helping, probably.
Hasn't exactly been comfortable.
Yeah.
And we see Julian and Oliver playing snakes and foxes outside a tent nearby.
It's kind of like a roll call of like, okay, who's all here? We're all here. Okay.
Here we go. Now, then we get Noel suddenly running out from behind the tent and
tearing around the tent. Yeah, it's coming in real hot.
And Julian is surprised to see him, and Matt frowns because he had told Noel to come here straight away.
Right.
So where has he gone instead?
And he starts to thinking about it, but
no time for that now.
No time for that now.
Julian asks Matt if he's heard about the Shanchen, and then Thera comes out of the tent, and we get a recap on who she is, like an actual, real recap reminder.
Oh, and her name? Oh, yeah. Amathera, Aelfden, Casimir, Lunalt, Panarch of Terabon.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually, so she's good. Matt likes her because she's not making any demands, and it doesn't seem like anybody's going to recognize her, and she's just kind of like chilling.
Yeah. That's the best kind.
Frightfully, like terrified.
Yeah, and that's the bad.
But she's not causing any chaos.
And she's super skittish around Aegyanin, and Aegyanin isn't helping because she keeps glaring at her because she thinks stealing Dakoval is almost as bad as freeing Damane.
It's like you're all in the same boat here.
You already did that.
Yeah.
You did all those things, so relax.
Yeah, like you assisted in getting her out too. You're equally to blame here.
Yeah, when I talked about who's here at the beginning, I missed her, Thera.
Yeah, that's okay. We didn't do like a full head count, so.
That's true.
We also didn't talk about like Vannon and the Red Arms, but they're also here.
Oh, there's only 4 of them now.
Yeah.
There were 11.
Yeah, there were a lot more, and then a bunch died, and then a bunch died again.
Shoot.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch.
Yikes. Anyway, they're here.
Yeah, his manservants are here. Like we got a lot of people actually. Like we got a fair amount. Like 20-ish.
Not Narum and Lopin.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. A funny side note is that Tom and Julian both totally know who Thera is, but nobody told Matt who she is until they reached the show.
Right. You're right. That was a big part of it too.
Yeah.
So anyways, Noel doesn't have the fish anymore either. So where was he?
He dropped him off somewhere.
Putting the fish somewhere for later for the stew.
Did he just start cooking?
Maybe. It's more important than talking to Oliver, I guess.
Did he give them to somebody? Did he fish? Did he fish for somebody? Is he drop?
I feel like you're trying to get somewhere with that, and I don't know how to help you. Is he fishing for like a secret person?
A secret person
that we don't know?
Obviously, this is secret, or he'd share.
No, like a secret person, like someone we don't know.
Who came to somehow?
Maybe. I don't know what you're trying to get at here, because you're going off on this fish thing.
I also don't know.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to read and find out.
Maybe.
Or
maybe because also this is where Matt like almost goes to try and talk to him. He was like, hey, he was going to say, hey, where were you? But Matt tells Julian to go tell everyone else, and then Noel like tags along with Julian. He's like, I'm going to go help him out.
Go too.
Yeah, no time. See ya.
Okay.
So it's fine.
Well, Oliver asks Matt if he can ride Wind, but Matt's like, no, man, we need to be far enough away from Ebudar that nobody will remember Wind winning a bunch of races with a boy on his back.
Right.
Because that'll be pretty obvious.
There's a whole bunch of things that can get them caught right now.
Which is smart.
Yeah.
And Aegyanin wants to say that he has no smarts.
Yeah. Street smarts.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right, so everyone starts moving and the camp starts coming alive with everyone packing. And then Matt groans because the bloody dice start rattling in his head again.
Oh, no. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. It's the start. It's the start of a book. Start
and
of the book.
know, a lot less recap
Yeah.
than
That's fair.
the past.
Yeah.
So, that's a positive.
Yeah.
That's a plus. And this feels like a regular start to a Wheel of Time book.
It does, yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
So where are we going?
Yeah, that's the question. Looking at the map.
Where are we going?
Yeah. You could look at the map in your book.
Okay, well, we're gonna go follow a road somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
Are we gonna go east? Or are we gonna go west?
So you're talking like going east towards Ilion, west towards Amadicia?
Yeah.
Or like Tanchico area?
Because we came from Johanna.
Yeah.
That's where the circus was when we were with them last.
Yeah, we could go like northeast to Lugar too, and then to Camelin, then to Tarvalin if that's the idea that you had.
Right.
I mean, there's a few options, but like how far do you travel with this big of a show?
Well, it just depends, like, where's the show gonna go?
Yeah.
And then at what point are Matt and the group gonna break away from them?
Yeah, like they really don't need to stay forever just until they think they're
No.
safe, so.
For now, we're just heading away.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right.
Maybe Matt will somehow run into Perrin somewhere in this random area, which we still don't even really know.
Yeah, I mean, also his band is supposed to be heading towards Abu Dar at some point. Like, we should hopefully see them.
Yeah.
Or they're just going to miss each other.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like that.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to read on. And next episode, we're covering chapters 3 and 4.
Yep.
2 chapters.
Yep.
Again. So, before you go and get the F out of Abu Dar finally, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yep, it's part of the pattern.
All right, that'll do it for us tonight. But thanks so much for listening, everyone. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Danny and Brett, edited by Danny, produced by Danny and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Feltz, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jonathan Reese, Jamie Young, Megan Smiley, Marta Thier, Margaret, Charlie Haz, Hannah Green, Lance Barden, Elspeth Ahola, Jared Berg, and Adam, with music by Audionautics. Be sure to check out our Patreon page if you're interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon exclusive merchandise as a thank you, plus you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And at the time of this recording, we have over 40 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. You can find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For general information about our show and information like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. Plus, find us on social media on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Wheel Weaves Podcast. And as always, be sure to give us a 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping other people find us. And be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.